So this is an educational video showing you how to change out an oxygenator, specifically a Medtronic Fusion oxygenator, after an oxygenator failure during bypass. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is get all the supplies that you need. So you're gonna need a new oxygenator, Medtronic Fusion. You're gonna need clamps, either 4, so 3 for your 3 lines going in, and 1 to come off bypass, or 7 if you do the double clamp method, because you're going to need 2 for each line and 1 to come off bypass. So after diagnosing that your oxygenator is failing during bypass, first you're going to tell the surgeon that you're going to need to change out the oxygenator and going to have to come off bypass. Next, you're going to try to find some help. Anyone will do. Another perfusionist would be great. So get all your supplies ready, get them ready to go. And the first thing you're going to do is cool the patient down. So you're going to hit the cool button on your monitor over here. Cool the patient fast and hard. As soon as you think you got them to a decent temperature that you can come off bypass for a little bit, you're going to stop your heater cooler, pop your heater cooler lines off, connect those. Next, you're going to add volume, because there's going to be about 300 cc's you're going to lose in that oxygenator that you already have on. So you're going to want to add 300 to 400 more. So volume's added. Next, you're going to prep the lines. You need to do this sterilely because this is connected to the patient. So you're going to swab each line where you're going to cut them. Get them nice and good. Alright, so you're all swabbed and prepped. Next, you're going to remove the recirc. So you're going to quarter this and take this off. So there's still volume running through here, so if you don't quarter, it's going to spray blood everywhere. So this is off now. Put that on the ground. And you're going to connect your new oxygenators right where you took that one off. It's going to be a little tight because it's going to be hanging. Open that up. There's nothing going through here. So after that, you're going to take off your O2 line. Cut it if you must. Looks like we'll have to cut this one. Got your sterile scissors. Got that. Connector up right here. So now your oxygen component's connected to your new oxygenator. After that, here's where the time starts. You're going to come off bypass, so clamp your venous, stop your pump. Now you're on the clock, so you're going to want to work decently fast, but we're going to go slower just to show you here. So you clamp your inflow, your recirc line, and your arterial line going to the patient. So all 3 of those are clamped. If you want to keep it cleaner, you'll clamp this one, bottom one again, so it won't drain after you cut. So make sure you're all good and clamped here. Next, you're going to cut, and after you cut each one, you're going to connect it right away to the new one. So cut that off. You're going to connect your inflow to the oxygenator. Go from top to bottom. And you're going to cut your recirc. So cut that and connect. Alright, those 2 are connected, and then here's your bottom one. Your flow to the patient. Cut this and connect to the bottom. So at this point, your old oxygenator is completely disconnected. You can take that. So now we're connected. You can take this one off, put it in a bucket. Doesn't matter where you put it. So now, you don't want to unclamp this one because this is going to the patient. You don't want to send any air to your patient. So you're going to unclamp the top 2, inflow to the oxygenator, and your recirc line, and you're going to come up on flow here to prime it up. So air rises. You're going to want to get this little air chunk out of here. Start priming this guy up. Make sure you have enough flow to prime it. Open up your recirc. That's where all your air is going to go. So now we're priming it up. Wobble it back and forth. Make sure you got all the air out of it. Connector right here. So now you're going to go back on bypass. You're going to open this clamp, get forward flow. Open your venous, and then shut your recirc. Back on bypass. Continue your job. Alright, so at this point, here's your old oxygenator, the thing we just cut out of it. So again, going back through the steps is you're going to disconnect this first, connect the new one on. The next step is you're going to cut the oxygenator line, put it on the new one. So the next step is to clamp and cut. So first we clamped this top one, clamped the recirc line, and then we clamped our flow to the patient. And then we cut in that exact same order. So we went from top to bottom. And directly after you cut, we connected it to the new one. So we cut this top one, connected it to the new one. Cut the recirc, connected it to the new oxygenator. And then we cut our outflow to the patient, connected that to the new oxygenator. Now it's very important that you keep the clamp on the new oxygenator on the outflow so you don't send any air to your patient when you're priming this up. So after you do that, you're going to unclamp these top two and make sure that your recirc, because this is where all the air is going to come out, is open. So make sure this is open when you're priming the new oxygenator up. So after that, you're going to hold it like so, because air is going to rise out of this here and come up this way and get pushed out into the reservoir again. So you're going to shake it a few times, make sure that all the air is out, and then at that point you can go back onto bypass, unclamp here, unclamp your venous, come up on flow, and then you got to make sure that you shut this again or you're not going to get the pressure you're going to desire. So shut this, back on bypass, then you can reconnect your heater cooler lines and continue perfusing your patient.